Betta fish can be aggressive, so you need to choose their tank mates wisely. I mean, considering the fact that betta fish are also known as fighting fish, this is no surprise. First things first, make sure you avoid keeping male betta fish with other male betta fish, especially in confined spaces. If you place them together, that's the equivalent of, let's say, placing two UFC fighters in an octagon ring. Definitely something you want to avoid. Second, you may want to avoid fish that look like other male betta fish. For example, male guppy fish have long, colorful fins just like betta fish, so they may resemble a male betta fish. This could result in aggressive behavior as well. Lastly, fish that may harm betta fish should be avoided. Significantly larger fish, other aggressive fish, or fin nippers should be avoided as tank mates for betta fish. In general, peaceful fish that are similar in size to betta fish could be potential candidates as tank mates. Even though bettas can be aggressive and territorial, with careful consideration, it doesn't mean they can't have tank mates. Keeping this in mind, here are the top 14 best tank mates for betta fish. First on the list is Kuhli Rasboras. They're peaceful nanofish that only grow to about an inch in size. They aren't aggressive at all, and in fact they're quite shy, so you need to keep them in a group of 6 or more. They like a well-planted tank, just like bettas do. Next on the list are Corydoras. They're small, peaceful, bottom-dwelling fish, and they spend most of their time at the bottom of the tank, so they might not even be interacting with the betta fish very often, which is a good thing. There are many species of Corydoras. Examples of potentially good tank mates for bettas would include bronze cories, panda cories, emerald green cories, Julie cories, and pygmy cories, among many others. And third on the list is mystery snails, and it's no mystery that snails will be peaceful tank mates. They definitely won't be bothering the betta fish. They'll simply graze around the tank and nibble on uneaten food and algae. They might not be the most exciting tank mate, but they certainly qualify as a compatible tank mate. Fourth on the list is Kuhli Loach, which is a small eel-like fish that grows to about 3 inches in size. And they're kind of an oddball fish, but they're peaceful, adaptable, bottom dwellers, making them great tank mates for betta fish. While it's possible to keep just one Kuhli Loach, it's recommended to keep at least a few of them together. This way, they'll be less shy and more active. Fifth on the list is Ember Tetras. They're small, peaceful fish that are great potential tank mates for betta fish. These fish are quite shy as well, so keeping them in a group of 6 or more will be good. This will allow them to display their natural schooling behavior as well. Next on the list is Harlequin Rasboras. This is another schooling fish, and they should be kept in a group of 6 or more. Like many other Rasbora species, they're quite small, only growing to about 2 inches in size. They're fast and agile fish, so they'll be able to avoid the betta fish even if it tries to get aggressive. Seventh on the list is Bristlenose Plecos. They're one of the smaller species of plecos, only growing to about 5 inches in size. They're peaceful, hardy bottom dwellers. Unlike some of the other fish on this list, Bristlenose Plecos are fine alone, and they don't need to be kept in groups. However, do keep in mind that fully grown Bristlenose Plecos will require a 30-gallon tank or larger. Eighth on the list are cherry shrimps. They're colorful little shrimps from Taiwan, and they're one of the hardier species of shrimp in the hobby. They roam around the tank floor, eat algae and other detritus in the tank, and that's basically it. They're not aggressive, and they definitely won't be bothering the betta fish. However, keep in mind that the betta might pick on the cherry shrimp, especially if they're small juvenile shrimps. If that's the case, a well-planted tank may help provide hiding places for them. Ninth on the list is Otocinclus catfish, also known as otos. They're small, peaceful fish, well known for being good algae eaters. They're shy fish, and it's best to keep them in a group of 6 or more. As herbivorous fish, they won't be competing with the betta fish for food, but this also means that you need to make sure the dietary needs of both fish are met. If there isn't enough algae growing in the tank, make sure you feed algae pellets to the otos. Next on the list are neon tetras. They're definitely a classic in the aquarium hobby, and for good reason. They're small, colorful fish that bring a lot of life into the tank. A school of 6 or more of them would look great in a tank with bettas. Next, bamboo shrimp can be a good tank mate for bettas. They're very peaceful filter feeders, so there should be no issues in terms of compatibility. However, do keep in mind that bamboo shrimps prefer faster water flow since they are filter feeders, as opposed to bettas that prefer slower water flow. Now, this doesn't mean these two aren't compatible, but make sure you do design a tank in a way that has both an area with faster water flow and slower water flow. Perhaps this can be achieved with a combination of an open area and a densely planted area. Next on the list is Platys. They're relatively small, peaceful, and hardy, making them great tank mates for bettas. Platys don't have long fins like guppies, so bettas won't mistake them as another male betta to compete with. Next, we have African dwarf frogs. These are small, peaceful frogs that only reach about 3 inches in size. They mostly stay at the bottom of the tank, so they won't be bothering the betta very much. Last but not least, we have the Amano Shrimp. The Amano shrimps aren't as colorful as cherry shrimps, but they're slightly larger, which is a good thing, because they'll be able to better fend themselves if the betta ever decides to attack them. For comparison, cherry shrimps only grow to about 1.5 inches in size, but Amanos will grow to about 2 to 3 inches. Lastly, while this isn't really a factor that impacts compatibility with bettas, Amanos are one of the best algae eaters, which is always a plus.